Hi, welcome to another episode of Life Changers, and this is Mike. Today we're going to talk about, well, I don't have it figured out. And you'll understand as we go, but, one thing that's dangerous is if you think you have it figured out and you're like, I got it figured out, and then, well, you're just going to shoot yourself in the feet. And not foot, feet, both of them. So I'm going to have a couple stories for you. But before we get into that, I want to mention this at the beginning of the episode because when we post on TikTok, we only post 2 minutes, then we tell people to go listen to the full episode on our podcast sites. But I just want to put out there that we are looking for people to interview. Oh. And you don't have to have it figured out. You don't have to have your shit figured out. Just anybody that wants to come on, interview, you don't have to use your real name. We could do it over the phone and stuff like that. Or online, Zoom and whatnot. But yeah, we could reach out to us. It's at Life Changers, Mike, all one word, Life Changers with an S, Mike at gmail.com. And reach out to us. We could schedule a time. We just want to interview people, help people, talk to people. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I had somebody reach out and we had a good conversation. And it kind of went like, they're like, well, need some help, need some advice, blah, blah, blah. And it's somebody that I know, and they're like, well, telling me what's going on. And I was like, well, maybe with that situation, this is what I would do, and just giving them advice and all that. And then we talked a little bit, and they were like, holy crap, right? It just all clicked, and hopefully it helps them, right? And I had somebody else reach out to me a few months ago, almost a year now, and asked me questions, just wanted advice and stuff. And I just gave them my advice and told them, hey, the first book that I tell everybody to read is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Because that's the first thing you got to do. And then from there, it evolved and they're like, oh, I have it figured out, right? And I used to think that all the time. I'm like, oh, I know now. I know what I need to do. I know what I'm doing wrong. I got it figured out. I got my shit figured out. But no. When you think you have it figured out, that's when it shoots you in the feet. I say feet, both of them, man. That's true. I'm not making a grab. Well, see, now I'm going to make some errors. But you got to understand, right? There's a difference from knowing what to do and have all the information. So, there's times when I'm what I call I'm in the zone, I'm in Zen, right? I'm in the flow of life, I'm in the flow of the universe, of world. I'm connected and I'm just flowing, right? The flow state. Let's just call it the flow state. And I'm just flowing, and I'm like, I know everything, and everything's just going perfect. But then everything, I mentioned over and over, it's not just for you, it's for me too. It happens to me. That's why I'm talking from experience, and I want to tell you my experiences, and that's why there's story times, right? And all sorts of stuff like that. But it's just, you need to hear it, and you'll be like, right? Because I know, and I'm the same way, right? I go out there looking for validation, self-validation. And when I hear it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I was right. Right? But there's lots of times where, I know a lot of things. You hear it all the time out there. I know what I need to do. I just need to do it, but something stopped me. It's out of my control. I do the same thing. I'm over and over. I look at over and over in my life. I do the same thing. There's times where I'm just like, I know what to do. You got to meditate. You got to manifest and create what you want. Walk into the reality. Oh, yeah, I've done it before. No, right? And then there's times where it's I'm trying to do it, and it's just like walking to a brick wall. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Over and over. That's why I want to reach out and have people reach out to us so we can have conversations and go over experiences with each other and just feel the energy and then give advice and, help each other out. That's the whole point of Life Changers. So now I'm at the point where people, please, reach out. We can have conversations and stuff like that. And another announcement that I'm making is I was reached out. A radio station reached out to us. They're in the UK, so I'm going to be on the radio in England. I'll let everybody know when that is, and I'll probably have a copy of it, and we'll post it on our Facebook group and on YouTube and TikTok as well. And I'll have the link on one of the other episodes when we do it. But it's a 10-minute interview. They reached out for 20 minutes, but I don't know if I could do a whole 20 minutes. But I think a 10-minute one would be good, and if it feels good, then if they want me back on the show, we'll do another 10 minutes or do a 20-minute episode or something like that on there. But yeah, they're reaching out to me. We'll see how it is. I'll, how it's going, but it sounds very interesting. So sounds fun. So we'll just take it as it comes, right? But that's just a fun fact for everybody. But what I realized today in talking with my wife, as we're sitting there talking, and my wife's like, I know you want me to. Sorry. I know you want me to, like, be full supportive of life changers and all that. But she's like, I just can't. I hear you talking all the time. She hasn't listened to a full episode. I'm telling you everybody now. But I understand that, right? It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't affect me in any way, right? Because, I've been in public situations where I give talks and on ceremonies, where I give like talks and stuff on traveling and all that. Like I did it for comedy. I did motivational speaking when I was a teenager, stuff like that. And when people talk, when the people closest to you, that's the fun fact, right? The people closest to me, like it's sad to say, will not benefit from life changers because they think they know me, right? They put a label on me or they know me, and it's not their problem. It's not their fault. It's just that's the fact of life, right? Unless you're willing to be like, hey, that person's probably different, changed, right? And then you listen. But, I'm number 7 of 9. So I have 2 younger siblings, but I got 6 older ones. And I guarantee you, like, if they do listen, they're listening out of courtesy. If they found the podcast and stuff, I think I told 1 or 2 of my brothers and sisters. But if they find it and they listen to it, good for them. I told a sister to listen to this podcast. I didn't tell her it was me. But she finally figured it out. She's like, you should have told her it was you. I would have listened to it sooner. But no, like, I understand family, close friends will not benefit out of this unless they like accept the fact that like I've changed, I'm a different person, because they're like, oh, I know you, I grew up with you, or I know you, and they have that label on you, and it's just the fact of life, right? It's the fact. That's how it works. I even told my wife, like I said, well, if you started a thing and started talking or whatever, like it's true, I probably wouldn't listen to it. I might try out of courtesy, but I understand, right? So I'm like, yeah, I don't expect you, honey, to be a fan. I expect you to support what I'm doing. And then she's telling me like, well, so I was talking to her, and I was shooting by her like, hey, I feel like maybe I should go on TikTok and do a live 1 hour a day and just be like, come talk to Mike. Questions and answers. Let's do this, people. Because we got a lot of hits. We got a lot of followers on TikTok. But my wife's like, yeah, is it real? Is it real? Like, are those people on there real? And it's true. I'm sure most people that will come through are not like real in the sense like they're not genuinely there and want to talk and help. They're probably there to promote their channels or there to promote their products or whatever, right? But you got to start somewhere. TikTok is the one that's people can go on and transfer from TikTok over to your platform directly. And that's what I'm trying to do. But I was like, yeah. And she was saying like, like, what do you get out of like, she's afraid that I'll have a God complex. That like all these people are like, oh, I got all these fans and people are listening to me around the world. Oh, right. But that's the old me. I'll be straight honest with you. I'll be honest with you. Like, yeah. The old me, it would be like, I have a God complex. Would be like, yeah, I'm awesome. I'm the best. I know everything, people. Right. But the new mature me is more like, no, I've been feeling to do this. I got to get it out. And I want to help people. I generally want to help people. And then she goes, yeah, I understand that. But like, sometimes like you talk to people or like friends, family, and we talk. And then after that, I'm like, oh, hey, you say you understand what's going on, but then you're like, oh, it bugs me this, and that. I said, yeah, I realize that. I do that a lot where like even before, like when I would help people with business ideas and I talk with them and help them start their business and all that, when I see that they're like faster than me and progressing faster and then eventually they'll be more successful than me, I'm like, oh, what the hell's going on? I'm getting jealous. But that's the old me. Because generally, I really want people to be successful. I want everybody to be successful. And I want everybody to just be happy and to understand how amazing life can be and how you can take control. So yeah, like, I love people, but there's some people that just piss me off in the world. And I admit that, but I'm trying to overcome those issues, right? And that's what the whole point of Life Changers is, I take it one day at a time. I'm changing, I'm progressing. And then she's like, okay, I understand that, but like, why have a podcast? Like, you're just out there talking and people are going to listen to you, and then they're going to like, you're hoping like they're going to like change their life. I'm like, no, right? I need to do this for me. As I talk, and I listen to myself. I mentioned it before, but I listen to the podcast sometimes. And I'm like, hey, this guy's real good. He hits the spot. But you got to understand, when I'm flowing and just talking and just going out and doing the show, and I'm sure you guys know the difference of when it's forced, right? Because I got to get an episode. I got to force an episode, right? Or when it's flowing. Just like last week, right? When I started recording, I felt forced. I felt like I'm just grabbing, like, oh, I need to talk about this because blah, right? And then we got like sidetracked, and then we ruined the whole episode. Yeah, you ruined the whole episode. But, and he's still saying, sorry, man, I didn't mean to do that, right? But no, it was good because the episode that came out was not forced. It flowed. And that's the episodes I try to do. So when I'm in flow state, I'm just talking and going off, you got to understand, like, my mind's just going a million miles a minute. I'm just sorting through and just saying the stuff that needs to be said, and I hope it resonates with people. But when I listen back to it, I can actually absorb now, right? And I'm learning from this amazing guy named Mike at Life Changers. It might sound egotistic, but sometimes I listen to it and I'm like, yeah, I needed to hear that. So yeah, I know if there's something about people that when I'm talking to them, I'm like, I don't like that about that person or this thing, or, oh, I don't like that. Like, oh, they need to change. That's me, right? I'm projecting my issues onto them, and then I'm blaming them instead of actually looking back at me. So if ever you find yourself judging people, just take a step back and be like, am I judging them? To judge them because, like we talked about before, drama. Everything's dramatized in this world, and everything's like, let's drama, let's be all over exaggerating, let's talk all these, oh yeah, right? And then everybody's feeding off that energy. I understand, right? I'm overcoming that because I don't want that. I don't want that feeling of just like always like talking to somebody behind the back, like, oh, that guy's so stupid, he's messed up, right? No. If I generally just want to have good conversations, I understand everybody's at different parts in their life, and everybody's in their journeys of life and learning as we go, and that people change, right? I expect people to, I'm out there going, hey, I've changed. Like, you should listen to my podcast. I changed, right? I know you're my best friend from high school, but I'm different now. Like, check this out. It might change your life, right? If I expect people to be like, well, okay, give them a chance, I should give everybody in the world a chance, because everybody is changing. We're constantly receiving information, and we're either going to validate the information that we already have and be like, yeah, no, I'm digging in deeper on this, or we're going to be open-minded and take things in and just be like, you know what, like, I'm going to explore this. So if this is your first time listening to me and you know nothing about any of the other episodes that I'm talking about and how I talk about manifestations and creating, well, check out the other episodes. But this episode is just going to resonate with you, because I understand now that if there's anything I hate about somebody else, I'm probably self-projecting. I'm just projecting all my issues onto other people. And I'm looking for validation of those projections, right? When you have conversations with people, you're like, okay, I'm really flowing with this guy or this person or this girl because we're totally on the same page, right? We all agree on the same things. We agree on this. We agree on that, right? That's an amazing conversation. And then when somebody else comes in and be like, hey, here's just a different point of view. And you're like, no. You put up your barrier. This guy's messed up. Like, you should listen. You might be missing out. Let your heart, your gut, your soul, let the energy that flows through you decide if it's right or not for you. Hear people out, because you never know what's going to come your way. You might pass me by on the street. You might see me driving a truck sometimes going through Toronto or all over Ontario and Quebec, and you might meet me in Florida or whatever, but you just can't judge a book by its cover, and you can't judge that they might not agree with you or flow with you, that you could have an amazing conversation. I have people that come up with me because when I go up to the Arctic, right, up in the middle of nowhere, trucking and stuff. And so I bring people to tag along, and I bring people to hang out. I bring people because we need help to load and unload the trucks and stuff like that. And like, I'm having amazing conversations with people, and it's good. Just let other people voice their opinion. When you're having a conversation with people, don't be like, well, no, it's my way or the highway, right? I'm always right. You're like, if you don't agree with me, then I don't like you, get lost. Because you might be missing out. You might be missing connections, right? Just like when I talked about tarot reading cards. Am I saying it right? Tarot? Terra or tarot? Oh, so tarot reading cards, right? Like growing up, it's like, oh, that stuff's just crazy quack, blah, blah, blah. But, I listened, I went, had a good experience, and I was open-minded. Because, like I tell you, many, 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 many times, it's what you create and what you believe is real is real. So who are you to say, that's not real, that's stupid, that's crazy talk, that's messed up, right? When for other people, that's like life-changing. They go and they get the answers they need, they get the flow they need, and their whole world is just changing. If there's people that don't agree with me on the things I'm saying, cool. Don't shut it down. Just listen. We're all in this together, right? Reach out to me if you say, hey, I don't agree with that. This is why. And then, tell me your point of view and what you agree with, because that's your reality. And I respect you and your reality. I respect everybody that's listening and everybody that will listen and everybody in this world. I understand and respect everybody's personal beliefs, personal understanding, and all the information they receive is how they make their decision. And I receive different information. And for me, everything, I'm not giving you a recipe to be like, follow me, do exactly as I say, and you will find forever lasting happiness, right? I'm telling you my experiences. I'm telling you what works for me. I'm telling you things that didn't work for me or did work for me. I'm telling you experiences I went through, and I just go with the flow. And in talking with my wife today, like, we say, like, we say we just surrender, we go with the flow, we do this, but, like, I'm constantly trying to control things. I'm not a control freak. Or maybe I am. But I realize the more I do not take control and I just give up, like in one of my episodes, give up. Just give up. It truly works. That's why I made that episode. And, like, I'm not here to be like, well, I'm perfect. Everything I do is amazing because I know I'm always in flow state, right? I want to get to that point, right? And I want everybody to hear the journey from when I was not in that point to when I get to that point to whatever point there is. But just know that there's always more. And when you're out in the world and you're just hanging out and you're vibing, you're flowing, people that come your way might come for a reason. Hear them out. Unless they're crazy. But who am I, right? Because to tell you if they're crazy or not. But you know what I mean? Like, I know that I'm not always right. It's the first step to recognize that, right? Just like we talked about many, many episodes, right? It's all about what you create. What you believe is real and what you create is right is right. So everybody's right and everybody's wrong because therefore everybody's like, well, I'm right. If you don't agree with me, then you're wrong. That's the mentality we have. You got to break that mentality. If you truly want to be in honest flow state and creating, and if you want to, have everything figured out, it would literally be you don't plan nothing. You just flow, listen to the universe, listen to your gut, listen to your heart, listen to your God, whatever you want. When you're flowing and you're in creating mode and that you just love everybody and understand everybody and just be like, yeah, cool. And then that is maybe when you've figured it out. And then there'll be something else even more to figure out when you get to that point. Because there's always more. There's always a lot more. Like, I used to always get angry with customers that just be like, screw your company. And I used to be like, I take offense. What? What's wrong with you? It's not my fault you don't know how to, it's not my fault you don't understand the pricing. We have it all written out on our website. This is what it is. Like, if you use our services without checking out other services, then I would assume we're the best bet for you. But people don't seem to understand. But, I used to take offense and be like, that's a personal attack on me. And I get all pissed off and angry and my energy's like, ah! But no, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. This person's having a day or a week or a month. Who knows? Just whatever. They need to vent. Let them vent. Just be polite. I truly believe in killing with kindness. Nothing pisses off people more than if you don't stoop to their level. If you're just being happy and be like, yeah, that's cool. Well, like I said, yeah, just be happy and wish them luck. Oh man. Like, how they say, like, if do unto others you want done unto you. That's the way I lived for like a long time. But like, somebody treats me like crap, I'll treat you like crap. If somebody treats me with love, I'll treat you with love. But that's not the way to live. I realized that today, that no, we just got to live love. And actually, like, practice what you preach. There's, I know that's an episode, but it's true. Like, I constantly got to like, I realize, like, now I'm here, I'm trying to take control of the company, I'm trying to like do all this stuff and right? But no, just take time. Here's the key. You want the key to success? You want the key to be like successful in your business and love and marriage and whatever you're doing out there. If you want to be successful in anything, here's the key. Don't take control. Just flow. Relax. Love the world. Love everybody. Just be happy. Don't plan ahead. Don't live in the past. Live in the now. And just be happy and flow. There's the key to success. I'm done. This is my collection. No, but that's it. And I know it. Everybody knows it. I hear a lot of people saying, I know how to make money. I know how to do this. I know how to do this. I know that. Well, if you know, then why are you still creating negativity in your life? Or why are you creating the situations that you're in? Take control. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. And know that you're an amazing person and that you do control your reality. You really do. You control your reality. People say, well, there's other people in my life that come in and just hating on me and pushing down on me, and like can't control that. You can control the outcome. They come in with negative energy. You can either let that enter your heart, enter you, go with it, be pissed off, do whatever, and rage with them, or just be like, it's your fault, and just start get stupid to their level or whatever. You choose what happens. You choose to do what you do. You have nobody to blame. Okay, like, I'm going to be a little harsh. You have nobody to blame but yourself. If you're like, well, I'm not happy, I'm not where I need to be, it's everybody's fault around me. No. It really is you. It's how you look at life. It's how you appreciate or don't appreciate what's going on in your life. I'm sorry to say, but you have to change you if you want amazing things to happen in your life. And I used to think the same way. I used to be like that all the time. Remember I mentioned in other episodes when I was younger, I'd be like, well, everybody's sad and depressed and everybody has these crazy stories and blah, blah, blah. But me, it's just like, I seem to be happy-go-lucky Mike, and should I be sad and depressed too? Like, do I need to be depressed? Do I need this? Do I have to be sad like the world? Do I have to? No, I don't. I don't need to. I just need to be me, be happy, know my value, know my importance, and take control and take care of myself. I know it sounds maybe selfish, but you cannot save the world if you can't save yourself. I cannot change people's lives if I'm not changing my life. If I'm just going to sit here rant about how crappy my life is because of the decisions I made without giving you solutions to like, hey, this is what I learned from it, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm moving forward, and this is how I achieved everything, this would be boring. And yeah, I talk a lot to like my wife and friends. I'm like, it's kind of funny that somebody on TikTok can make facial expressions and look cute and they get 1 million hits. And I just get like 10,000, 5,000, 100, right? What's going on? I'm trying to like be deep and just trying to, well, here's the second thing. Stop running away from yourself. Stop trying to run away from your responsibilities, from what you need to do, and you're just running away because you're just like, no, I'm going to bury myself with this. I need to do this. I need to, I'm going to go on Facebook, or I need to focus on this. I can't focus on me. I need to do this. I need to do that. Stop wasting your time. Take care of you. Reach your dreams. Do your dreams. Stop watching other people's dreams online. Stop, just wasting time. Don't get me wrong. If you want to sit down and watch a good movie or hang out, like, yeah, right? But just stop running away from your responsibilities and from what the universe is telling you what to do. I see it all the time. I even hear, like, in the previous conversation I had with this individual, this lady that I was talking with, was like, well, this was the issue, right? And she's talking about, like, at work and all these people seem to be attacking her and she's defending herself. And I'm like, okay. First, stop stooping to their level. Let them do what they do. You've voiced your opinion to your boss and they don't seem to care. So then why should you care? You should focus on you. You should focus on your class. She's a teacher. So she should focus on your class, take care of your students. Who cares what these other people are doing? Because you voiced your opinion to the boss, they spun it around and made you look like the crazy person. Right? And if you always find yourself in the same situation, well, and you're trying to run away from your problems, here's another thing. Stop running away from your problems. Moving to another area, taking off, doing whatever, or I'm going to quit this job and go to this job because they don't appreciate you. And you always see that cycle that you're like always in the same situation. Well, I'm sorry to say, you are attracting that situation. You are creating that situation. Subconsciously, you might enjoy the drama. I don't know. But that's just the way we're programmed in this world at this moment. It seems like everybody's drama and crazy. That if you have these, I watch this guy on TikTok and YouTube sometimes, and he goes around Toronto, and there's other guys that go around all over the U.S., and they're just giving money away or give food away. And I say, if you need it, take the food, right? And they get a lot of views, but not as much views as like the cute face person. But they get some good views. But you'd be surprised on how much people hate on this guy or these guys or these people that are out there doing this. But I watch these two guys in particular, and that there's people that hate them, like, hey man, like, why are you helping the homeless? They should get a job. I used to think that too, like, oh, well, I only give to the homeless if they feel like in my soul or my heart that the universe is like, yeah, this person needs a leg up, hook them up. But you know what? You don't know the situation. Like, I used to be like, oh, like half of these people aren't, like, there's people out there that aren't even homeless that are making more money than me, and they're panhandling and they're doing, taking stuff and all that. But why focus on the negative? Focus on the positive. Attract good people. Attract good things. Right? But yeah, this guy, like, he's an amazing guy, just giving away. And how many times people, like, get mad at him? He, like, would buy somebody's groceries, like, distract them and boop, tap with his credit card and pay for their $100, $200 of groceries. And how pissed off some people would get where they call the cops. It's a really messed up world. I'll just be grateful. I'll be grateful if somebody's like, yo, I'm paying for your groceries. Boop. I'd be like, you didn't have to trick me, man. You can pay for my groceries anytime. But you'd be surprised, like, it's funny that I see people doing good and all these good things, but yet that's not what I guess people want. They like the drama, right? If you make an episode of you changing people's lives, like helping these homeless people or helping people. So this guy, in one of his videos, he has a thing where he puts food and says, if you need it, take what you need. But and he would say, like, watch till the end, right? Oh, the hook, line, and sinker. You got to stay till the end because it gets crazy. And then he'd be like, see these people? They're laughing. They took everything off the table and they're laughing and they walked away, right? And they're clearly not needy if they're wearing Nike and all these expensive things. And then this guy's like, he's hurt. But he's getting a lot of views on that episode because everybody's like, oh, they need to hate something, right? It just feels like everybody's hating. Just stop hating. Who cares? Right? But yeah, when there's a little bit of hate, then everybody starts hating everybody. Then that's what seems to drive, thing. Like people say, if you don't want to see hate in the world, don't watch the news. Well, seriously, stop watching the news. It's hard to find heartfelt, loving, good vibe things, right? It's always like a negative thing, then it turns to a positive, but they really focus on the negative, like, hey, this person had a birthday party and nobody came. Then the whole, then the whole basketball team or NFL team showed up at their house and threw a big party. Like, that's amazing, right? It's good that people want to help and change. But we just need to focus because in our personal lives, this is why I'm ranting about it today, because I know everybody needs to hear. This is what needs to be said. But in our personal lives, we see all this negativity, we see all this thing, and then we start applying it to everything. And I've done the same thing. I used to hate, it used to piss me off when I help people and they're more successful than me. It used to tick me off. Let's say I go to the casino with a friend and I'm just like, hey, you got no money? Well, here's $20 or here's $100, right? The Mike experience, the casino, let me teach you, right? And then they end up winning all this money, and I'm like, I get mad, right? Why? Why should I be angry, Father? Why is that my go-to? Okay? And I equate that to that's the programming We're programmed. I'm programmed just to hate people if they're better than me. Why, though? I should be happy. I should hang out with those people. Just like I did when I was younger, is I look for business people and hang out with them to learn from them and take the good, take the bad, and be like, okay, I like the good. That's what I think is stupid that they're doing. And I move forward and started creating my companies. And now I feel I'm successful. But, well, see, I say that to you guys, but then in my heart, I'm like, I'm not successful and I need more, right? But just, even I need to just shut up and be happy. But that's just the flow and the programming that we're in at this time in this world. That's why I say the first book you should read is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And you got to find out how you were programmed, what programs you're running, and make the change and run the programs that you want. And yes, like we talked about, you need to take care of yourself. Stop procrastinating, stop chasing, and just love. Right? That's what love has to do. Love is the key to success. And I'm telling you, it really is. But how easy it is that when other people come, you have to understand and have yes, this person might have a bad day, but I'm not going to go to their level, right? Like I mentioned to you in other episodes, people just randomly, like I'm at a red light, drives by me, gives me the finger, like, why you stopped at a red light? And sorry, man. But like just let them vent. They have their issues. They need to get it through their system and just be like, cool, I'll have a great day. I love you. And that's it. Like, just, like, I don't know. Like, I love traveling. And you see all these things like, oh, you gotta, it's always negative crap. Like, let's just stop with the negative crap. Like, for lack of a better word, just stop with this shit, okay? Warning, I'm going to be swearing in this episode. I got to remember to hit that button that there's going to be some profanity when I post. But yeah, just, anyways, getting back to the thing. So then she was telling me about like the situation at school, and I said, this is what I would do. And I find it's a great way when you're talking with people. You don't say this is what you have to do, because that will just turn them off. They'll be like, nope, border, boop, this guy's nuts, or he's trying to control me, right? Because that's just the programming again. Oh, you're trying to tell me what to do. I don't want to do it. And we all joke about it in the world, right? If you want people to be compliant to what you want them to do, tell them to do the opposite. Then they'll do what you really want them to do. So don't clean your room. Leave it dirty. Then they'll be like, wait a minute. I'm going to give it to the man. I'm going to clean my room. Right? We all joke. We're all joking. We all joke about it. We all talk about it. And that's just the programming. Like, you see it in everything we do, all those little bits and pieces of programming. And you must be like, Mike, you're getting crazy on me here. But I realize it, at least in myself. I admit it. Like, I see the programming. I'm trying to change the programming. I'm always wanting more. I'm always trying to control. I'm always trying to this and that and this, right? Just be in the flow. So anyways, I give her my advice. This is what I would do. You did your part going to the boss. You did this. Let them be them. Don't stoop to the level. You just focus on your class, your students. Be amazing like you are and do an amazing job, right? It's always funny that, like, everybody else is doing a bad job and I'm always doing the good job, that mentality. People hate me because I'm better than them. It's true. If somebody's better than you, then you automatically hate them. That's just the programming. It's not their fault. Help them understand and love. But anyway, so I was like, yeah, you just do your thing. And then when parents give you kudos, like when parents like, I love, my kid's always happy. I want my kids in your class. I'm moving them from her to you, or full time instead of going between the two teachers, whatever, right? Then tell them, write me a letter of recommendation. Write this out. Send it to the corporate, send it to the principal, send it to my boss, whatever, right? And then that's that, right? And that'll be amazing. And then you're saying, well, hey, Mike, in my experience, and if anybody owns a business online, this is going to be your experience. It's rare. You could have 100 customers have an amazing experience with your business, and only one or two of them will give you a rating. But then if you have 5 people that had a bad experience for whatever reason, they're all going to give you a rating. And it's true. Back to our programming. We want to we're pissed off, we feel like we were crossed by your company, we're going to give you a bad rating, right? I've had people where I solved their problem and they still give you a bad review. Because, I would say it's because they're assholes, but no, they're just having a bad day. They want to feel justified, but it's just the programming. That's the programming of where we are living in the world right now, right? Even if you make the mistake, you're going to blame the company. That's just how it is. Because, like, especially in my business industry, it tells you this is how it works. If, it's obvious I ship products to, like, all over the northern part of Canada, hard to reach place. We go to the Arctic, we ship to the Yukon, all over, right? Because let's say Amazon or Walmart, you order on Walmart some diapers and it costs $250 to ship it there. But you can ship it to my warehouse for free. And then we would ship it to you through the network we built, either Canada Post or through Air Inuit or airlines, trains, or whatever, to get it to the hard-to-reach places in Canada at a very reasonable price, right? We could ship 6 diapers together in one big box and cost like $80 versus the $250 that Walmart charges you, because it's expensive by flight only. But we built a network, and it's all about volume in our network, so that's why it works. Right? And here's a nutshell. But yet, sometimes when you buy from a store, they will ship it to you directly, even if you live in the hard-to-reach places. But they'll charge you, but it won't be as much, because you got to understand business. When I buy a water bottle, I buy it at $1, and I'm going to sell it to you for $2. If I'm going to offer free shipping on that water bottle, and then I'm going to be like most companies do, right? Free shipping anywhere in, continental U.S. or anywhere. And here's some exemptions for Canada. We're not shipping to the Arctic. We're not shipping to flight-only areas or train-only or whatever, right? So let's say it would cost me $2 to ship that water bottle anywhere in the continental U.S. Well, now I'm going to sell that bottle for, lost my train of thought. I paid $1, selling it for $2. It's going to cost me $2 to ship it, so I'll sell it to you for $4 free shipping. Well, people are like, oh, this company's free shipping. This other guy's cheaper, but he's charging me for shipping. Do the total math, okay? See who's actually cheaper, because free shipping means I include the price in there, or I have that much margin, right? When headlamps, I manufactured some headlamps. I ended up getting them into Canada for $10 a headlamp. We were selling them for $50. You're like, what? Because that's the market. People were selling them for more, but I sold it for $25 cheaper. And we even went cheaper. We ended up selling for $19.95, free shipping. And I would only make $3 in the end. After processing fees and all that, I probably made nothing. But I wanted to unload them, because a lot of people don't understand. But I'm just digressing here in business. But you got to understand. So when you're buying something really expensive, they might ship it to a hard-to-reach place for an extra fee, but it might be less than what I would ship it, because my prices is like bottom dollar for transport trucks, or through airlines and all that, as cheap as we can get it shipped to you. But still, you might order the product. You might ship it to me and be like, they would have charged me $2, and you're charging me $2.50. Whoa, you're, and you blame me for all your issues. Okay, you're having a bad day. It's your, but in reality, it's your fucking problem. But it's your problem, right? It's not mine. But who cares? I understand you're going through, so you're more than happy to return it. I can return it for you free of charge. But I digress, right? There's always going to be people that are angry. Can you tell in my tone I had a bad day? I'm just pissed off. But, Hakuna Matata. In the end, nothing matters. It really doesn't. Do you remember times in your life when you're like, this is life or death, right? I need this job, or I need this, or you have a big exam coming up, and if I don't pass, that's like you're going nuts over in school, and you're just, and now you look back and you're like, wow, I just really wasted my time stressing about that. It really didn't matter. It's true. Man, Hakuna Matata. Relax, take a step back, enjoy life. But anyways, back to the teacher. So when talking with this teacher, she's like, okay, that's a good idea. But now there's this issue, right? And then we talked about it. Oh, yeah, I never thought of it that way. Well, now there's this issue. Then I'm just like, wait a minute. Is there always going to be an issue? But it's not, this is where I got to stop judging, right? And I'm like, oh, they're one of those people that just love drama, right? But no, who cares? I'd give them the advice with love and compassion. And I told her what book to read, of course, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And then, and even if I'm thinking at the time while I'm giving that advice that they're going to do nothing with it, and that's one thing that pisses me off about people. When they're talking to me, they're like, yeah, like I'm giving you all this, I'm talking to you, I'm telling you all these things, and you're probably not going to listen to me. And I'm like, actually, I really am taking it to heart, and I am listening, and I'm feeling the vibrations you're putting out. And yeah, well, I agree with some things. I don't agree with everything. Doesn't make me an asshole, does it? Right? We're all in this world together. We're all creating. We all want to be loved. We all want to find loved. We all want to be right. We all want to be heard. We all want all this amazing stuff. And we could all have it. But just know there's a time that you need to be the one to listen and let the other person be heard. I sometimes, like, when I go to the malls and stuff, with my wife, sometimes we like to sit there and just, we're eating and look around at the different conversations going on and stuff like that and see what's, going on in the world. But people watch, I guess. Creeper! But just watching and seeing, what's going on and just trying to see, oh, this is maybe what's going on in their life, this life, right? But, there's a lot of people, I'm not even joking, I was at a 4-star restaurant. I say 4, it should be a 5. But it's not rated 5. It's rated 4. It's a really good restaurant in New Liskeard, Ontario. Ali's Bar and Grill. I give you a free shout out. This will cost you $5.99 a minute. No, but anyways, I'm at this restaurant and there's this guy with these 2 girls, and then they're talking, having this deep conversation. Then this girl just stop, pick up her phone, start taking pictures, for, I guess Instagram is the thing for pictures. And I'm just like, huh. And then, she'll get back to the conversation. Then the other girl will stop, take a picture of her food and high-fiving or, making all these things. Or at one point, I think she made a TikTok or something, a YouTube short. I'm just sitting there watching all this. And I was talking to my wife about it. She's like, yeah, isn't that crazy? You go to all, you can go to all these world attractions throughout the world. And you'll always see people with their phones up and they're taking pictures and all that. And posting all over Facebook and all that. Look how amazing everything is. You know what? This is why I named it, I don't have shit figured out. Or I don't have it figured out. I'm sorry. A lot of swearing today. I'm sorry. But it needs to get out. I apologize if you don't like swearing. But yeah, I put a warning. So I'm sorry. I do love everybody. But I just need to get to I'm not attacking nobody, okay? I'm not swearing at anybody. I'm just swearing in general to make my point put across. But that's why we put it this way, because we used to look on Facebook or look on Instagram or look at wherever and be like, look how amazing all these people, right? Friends, oh, they're doing amazing. Oh, they're doing this. They're doing this. You look at my Facebook, I don't post crap. I don't post nothing. I'm not there going, hey, look, I'm in the Arctic taking a picture with some wolves. Right? Or I'm going to go see a bear and take a picture, or look at this, right? No. I'm actually living and enjoying life. I'm living in the moment. All these people, maybe you're like, Mike, I know what you're going to say. Don't be judgy here. But no, I think, and I come to the conclusion with my conversation with my wife, that all these people that are out there taking pictures, videos, and just living for looking good online, or maybe that's their job, right? Or whatever. But they're not enjoying it. I don't think they're having the full experience. That girl taking the pictures of all the food and all this cool food and taking all that. I don't think she's actually enjoying the food. She's just like, okay, when's the next picture I'm going to do? She's having a conversation with these people. Sounded like it was a good conversation, at least on one part. And then she'd be like, yeah. Oh, picture time. Oh, hashtag, this is what I learned, right? Okay. If you need to do that to live in the moment, hey, you do you. But what I'm saying is put the damn phone down and enjoy the experience. If you're too busy trying to get the best shot when you're going up the CN Tower, right? And when you're flying in a plane or whatever and you're trying to get the next shot, I understand if it's your full-time job on TikTok, YouTube, blah, 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 you're doing your job, cool. You're living your best life. But don't look around and I used to do it too. We're like, everybody has their shit figured out, but we don't. My wife and I would always say, like, on paper, we look amazing, right? We have 3 kids. We're happily married. We homeschool, and now we don't. We got them into a cool school. Anyways, we have our company. We're able to go to Florida. We're able to travel, go to restaurants, do what we want, right? So, right? But yeah, we're all figuring our stuff out. Everybody. No one has the perfect recipe in how to raise kids. No one has the perfect recipe how to start your company. We all know what works for us. We all know what doesn't work for us. What might work for you will not work for me. What works for me might not work for you, so on and so forth. Stop looking for the grass is greener on everybody else's side and take care of you now. I'm telling you, you can move, switch jobs, do whatever you want. If you're looking for an excuse to quit your current job and go to another job because you feel everybody's attacking you, you will find and create that reality for yourself. And then if that's what you're focused on, then you do that and you keep on finding yourself in the same cycle. I'm sorry to say, but it's you. You're the problem. If you're moving jobs or traveling, moving because you're like, no, bad vibes, whatever, and it's always the same situation, it's you. And I learned that with my companies, right? I do all these different things. I'm doing things. When I'm in the flow state, and I started the company in flow state, and everything's amazing, and everything's just creating, and then I'm like, I'm going to take control, and because I'm amazing, right? And then I just run it into oblivion or whatever, right? And I'm like, I'm not where I need to be. I need to be here so I can do this and do that. It's my fault. I cannot blame nobody for nothing. I created that. I allowed that into my reality. And I accepted it. I understand. We project our issues outward. We look for validation. So that's why we look for certain people that are our people, as we say, right? I'm trying to find my people. Because we want to be validated in everything we believe. And then if somebody comes in and goes, hey, everything you believe is wrong because this is the reality, right? I see that fighting all the time online. This is reality, right? The earth is a donut, the earth is flat, or the earth is round, or we've never been to space, and we've been to space, blah, blah. We live under the ocean, and, this firmament is water, and you know what? Does it really matter to focus all your time and energy on that? To see who's right and who's wrong? Like, just live your best life. Be you. Be all you can be. Be happy. But just remember, it all comes down to you. You choose how you're going to react to situations. And if you're going to allow the negativity in, and if you're going to be like, right? Here's a fun fact, right? They always say, within the first 5 years, 95% of businesses go out of business. But if you make it past 5 years, you're more likely to be successful. If you truly believe that, and then in your heart you believe like, I don't deserve to be successful, then you'll always be like starting a company and failing, and starting a company and failing, starting a company and failing. I've done the exact same thing until I realized, wait a minute, I got to choose that. No, I am allowed to be successful, because I realized, like I mentioned in many episodes, how I was programmed. That the poor stay poor, the poor only work to make the rich richer, blah, 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 blah. But everybody can be rich. Everybody can be poor if they want. Everybody can be successful. It all comes down to you, what you believe, what you choose, what you understand. Look around. In this age of TikTok and YouTube and all that, there's people making lots of money, giving money away. Look at Mr. Beast. I'll give you a shout out, Mr. Beast. I wish I could do that here in Canada. Maybe one day I will. But you got to understand, it's going to be my decision. If I say, one day, it'll never happen. One day I'll do that. Right? You got to be like, I am successful. I am important. I am in control. And understand how you truly are amazing. And understand that you do control every outcome in your life. It's just, what are you going to do with that? Are you going to go through the programming, that we have? Just like, when you celebrate a birthday, every day you get older. So when you get older, what happens? You're going to get weaker, sicker, less capable, right? That's just the way it is in the world and movies. What we say all the time, oh, I'm getting older, that's why this happens to me. Well, you're allowing that to happen to you. You're bringing it into your reality. Well, that's hogwash, Mike. Okay, don't believe me. But I know what works for me. And there's millions of other people in the world that do similar things and understand and do it in their own way. And it works for them. The only reason why I do life changers, and I realize it more like now, is not only to help myself understand everything that I'm learning and comprehending and putting it out there and having like a journal, technically, I guess, right? A diary. You guys listen to Mike's diary? This is life changers. But just, I want to see the progression because I need people. It's not that I need people. People need to hear what is being said. If you like it or not. If you're the type that you listen to this and like, oh, everything this guy's saying is stupid. No, he's crazy. Well, you might be the one that needs to hear this the most. I'm bold enough to say that. Because I've been in experiences where I was like, yeah, that's stupid. And then I actually took the time to listen to it years later. I was like, holy crap. Only if I listened sooner. But I wasn't ready at that time. So maybe you're not ready at this time. But you got to understand, I'm not telling you this is what the recipe is. This is what I'm learning and the recipe that works for me. And it works for many other people. But you got to add your own personal flair to it. But in the end, you are the creator of your reality. If you like it or not, it's reality. It's just, what are you going to do? Do you enjoy where everything is? Do you enjoy the life of, well, the rich get rich and the poor stay poor? Or do you want to stay? Everybody can be rich. That's just what it is. Do you want all this negativity that's going on in the world or not? So like, for me, in my reality, I know I waste a lot of my damn time on the phone. You probably hear in a lot of my podcasts, count how many times I say TikTok or YouTube. But I waste a lot of damn time. I should be present for me. Take care of myself. Take care of my family. I realize, like, I even say it all the time to my father-in-law and to my friends and to my brother-in-laws and my parents, like, when I make all this money, I'm going to, like, take care of everybody. I want to take care of you guys. I want you guys to be happy, do what you want, not worry about money, not stress, right? And yeah, and I sit there going like, why? How come I'm not rich yet, universe? I should be having more than enough money so I can take care of all these, my family and my extended family and all these people that need help because I'm trying to do good in the world. Yeah, so I'm creating myself to be like, well, I'm the victim right here because I'm not rich yet, right? But I just got to stop controlling and just live now. And take care of you. You got to be present for yourself. You can't save the world if you can't save yourself. You might have all the answers. We could sit down and have a conversation and we'll shoot back and forth and you'll be like, yeah, I know how to solve this. I know how to do that. I know how to blah, blah, blah. But have you actually done it and put it into practical use? And I joke around a lot saying like, I tell my friends too. Like I got a friend who's like, I got a business degree. I'm more qualified to run a company than you. I said, okay, you're done. You got your degree. You're done school. Great. I said, let's go apply for this job. Let's go find a job. Who gets hired first? I said, I guarantee you, you have theory. I have practical experience running companies. So I'll get hired first. No, it's the education. I got my master's degree. I'm a master. Nope. It's always experience. I don't care what degree you have. In my eyes, now I might get kicked in the face for this, but you might have every theory under the rainbow. And right now there's a big thing in Ontario where they're like, you need a certain amount of hours of theory to drive a big transport truck, but you only need 4 or 5 hours road time. Then they let you drive a 150,000 pound truck all by yourself after 4 hours of practical. They should change it to make it more practical, less theory. And I agree. You can have all the theory in the damn world to run a company, but until you actually do it, experience trumps theory all the time. So you might have all the information, all the theory, and how to be successful and do all this stuff, but are you putting it to practical use? I'm trying to, and I'm learning, and I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm telling you my failures. I'm telling you my success. But the things I learned the most lately is, yes, you got to recognize that we self-project our issues outward. So now I want to hack that and then start projecting positivity, love, success to everybody. Because like I told you many times, when I'm doing something, let's say I'm at the casino, and when I'm not jealous of people winning around me, and then I'm actually helping and I'm encouraging people to win, I'm bringing the good vibes, I'm bringing the vibes of winning and success, and they win more than me, that's when I have a good time. But if I bring greed, why is they winning? How come I'm right? Then I'm going to lose everything. And that's practical experience. I've put it to the test. So if you think everything I said here today is just like, oh yeah, whatever, it's just like La La Land, Mike, you're crazy. Go take some more of your drugs, man, and be happy, right? It's not a real world. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, it is real world for me. That I could tell the difference. That when I'm just going through the motions of life and self-sabotaging myself and going around and around and around, and I see and I feel it more and more and more, all the negative energy and more of all this different energy out there and that I don't like, that I'm only bringing positivity and all this stuff. And I've always, 100% of the time, create and go against all odds. People are like, oh, or when I talk about the casino thing, people are like, you're just, it's just crazy, you're lucky, right? No, it has nothing to do with luck. I literally create that when I go to the casino, I'm not here to gamble. I'm here to pick up a paycheck. Or when I started my company, people say, oh, don't put all your investments in there. You might, 95% of companies fail. No, I know it's going to be successful because I choose for it to be. And I want it to be. And when I'm flowing 100% of it, and it's just amazing, that's when I know I'm going to be successful in what I'm doing. Then when I start to take control and try to manually create success, it doesn't work that way. Show up for yourself. Know that you are a creator, that you are amazing. And seriously, give up and surrender to the flow of the universe and just go with the flow of love, compassion, understanding, and stop trying to create success, force success, and just let success come to you. Because I understand one thing that I've learned this year. Well, in the last few months, not this year. It's only been 3 months this year. But probably only in 2013. I don't know. But the things I'm learning by doing these podcasts and listening to them and all that stuff is that instead of creating, we use the word create a lot because I guess that's the easiest way to understand it. But instead of creating is I step into the reality that has what I want in it. I'm creating nothing. I'm attracting everything I want, and I step into the realities where it already exists. That is what I'm doing 100% of the time. And when I do that, I know I'll always go against all odds. When I'm really in flow state, I know whatever I want is going to happen is going to happen. I've done it time over time. I've mentioned in many episodes, but it always seems like I'm fighting against myself. And you're doing the same thing, if you like it or not. No one is holding you down. No one is, pushing you down, as they say. No one's holding you back. No. It's you. You are creating all these situations. You are not showing up for yourself 100% of the time, or you are trying to force things to happen to let it flow. And yes, you're going to bump into negative people. You're going to bump into negative feelings and all this stuff, but just let it flow through you, understand it, and move forward, and do not go to that level. And that is when you think you have all your shit figured out. Well, just keep pushing, because just like a lot of people, I know the recipe, but it's hard and you got to keep on pushing. And when you get to that flow state, maybe I'm probably just creating that myself, where I say it's a big circle. I get to the big flow state and then I get down, then I get to, but I constantly, I'm going to work on myself and find myself and just create love, compassion in the world. And who cares about anything else? The rest will come that I desire. All my wildest dreams will happen. And you'll see if you follow this episode. So thank you very much for listening to Life Changers. And once again, this is Mike. Keep on listening if you want to see what's going on. And like I mentioned at the beginning, if you want to reach out to us, it is lifechangers with an S, lifechangersmike@gmail.com. And then we could have you on the show and we could talk about success or failures or any advice you need. And remember, you are loved. You are important. You are amazing. And yes, it does take one day at a time, but we'll all get there. I love you guys.